I'm George, and this is BDO World Hockey.
Welcome to BDO World Hockey. In this edition, a rising star, Argentina's Lucas Vila on the Junior World Cup and his Olympic dreams. Black Stick star Lizzie Igerson reveals her greatest weakness. And a challenge to clubs everywhere, show us your children.
But first, the Netherlands has won the Hamburg Masters event, beating Pakistan and Australia and recording a 2-2 draw with host nation Germany. Australia finished second with wins over Germany and Pakistan. The hosts Germany finished third, while Pakistan failed to win a game in the Four Nations event. And the Australian women's team has beaten Korea in the first 3 games of their 6-test series in Adelaide and Brisbane. Korea was within a goal of the Hockeyroos in each of the first 3 games. But the Australians proved too strong in every contest. And led by veteran striker Nikki Hudson, the Hockeyroos took an unbeatable lead in the 3rd game of the series. The teams will meet again in Canberra in the Samsung Champions Trophy in November. And Singapore has launched a major program to attract and develop junior players. The program, labelled Funky, is devised by German coaching legend Horst Bean and was officially opened by Singapore's Foreign Minister Zainal Rashid. The Singapore Hockey Federation has embarked on an ambitious 8-year program aimed at taking its men's and women's teams into the top 16 of the world rankings.
New Zealand's women are hoping their win in the Champions Challenge event last month will spearhead their campaign to win medals at the next World Cup and Olympic Games.
It's great. I felt last year the timing of the Champions Trophy didn't probably cater for our timetable. And we came out of a very tough year with the Olympic qualifying tournament. But no, we'll go back next year and use it as great preparation for World Cup. So our young side will benefit from it greatly.
The event was a personal triumph for Kiwi defender Lizzie Igerson, named player of the tournament in Virginia Beach. But it's on a New Zealand beach that you'll find her when she's not playing hockey. At just 23, she's played more than 70 games for New Zealand and is one of the Black Stick's most respected players. But it's been a tough journey. She built her career on a move from her home to Auckland's Rangitoto College, a strong sporting school where she was mentored by national selector Suzette Eastman.
Tight, stay low to the turf and then a shot. She's found it really hard to balance working part-time and trying to train with little family support. Unfortunately, her mother passed away not so long ago, only a year or so ago. So the community around have been trying to support her. Here we ran a little campaign where we sold T-shirts and raffle tickets and said, let's get Lizzie there across the shirt to get her to the Olympics. So she worked here part-time, she captained the hockey team, and she's come back and coaches the hockey team, so we try and support her.
Well, it's hard. I can't sugarcoat any of it because it is hard. It's all about management and being organised. End of the day, if you're not organised, then you're not going to get anywhere and you're not going to be able to put 100% into everything. So at the moment, I think following on to Olympics, it's knowing that I'm going to put absolutely everything into whatever I'm doing at the time, and being able to do that physically, mentally and emotionally is hard work, but that's what you decide to do. Otherwise there is no point of doing something half pie, is my perspective.
And there's nothing half pie or half baked about Lizzie Igerson. She proved that as a youngster at Rangitoto College.
She played for the school for 2 years and made her New Zealand B debut that first year, and then New Zealand A the following year. She played for New Zealand under-21s, New Zealand under-18s, all in that time, so, as well as for the Harbour Women reps. So she squeezed in all her homework and assignments in the library up there, at lunch times, morning tea. She worked really, really hard.
When she's not working hard, Lizzie tries to make the most of her spare time and give something back to the people who've helped her.
I don't know if it's sad or good to say that I do, as little as possible. Because I'm so busy with training and work and things. I just try and spend time with people that I care about and that are really supportive to me, because that's what I can give to them. I spend a lot of time here where we are now at Milford Beach, living just up the road, so it's a nice place just to walk mornings and nights during the day and just have a relax out.
And if she has a failing, it's one many of us share, an occasional lapse in her diet.
Unfortunately, I have a huge downfall, which would be burger fuel, and they keep bringing new sores out throughout Auckland, so it's not helping me whatsoever. And a lot of my really close friends and family know that that's my downfall, and they like to treat me to burger fuel every now and then. And yeah, it's a beautiful place to eat, though, isn't it? Burgers and fries, and probably get me in trouble for saying that, but it's absolute delight.
Coming up on BDO World Hockey, from guarding the goals to guiding the game, the former British goalkeeper with big plans for the London Olympics.
Coaches must always try to be consistent in their communication with their players. Essentially, coaches do three things in supervising their players. They reward, they redirect, and they reprimand. Wherever possible, try to make your comments close to the point of success or error. Always reward things done well, and be keen to redirect that which can be improved. When reprimanding errors or mistakes, always try to offer solutions and remedies so that your comments are constructive and helpful.
It's been a long time since British hockey supporters have had cause to celebrate. Their men have struggled to repeat the form that won Olympic gold back in 1988, and their women have slumped so low they failed even to qualify for the last Olympic Games.
Oh, that's a lovely goal!
But all that may change following the decision to award the 2012 Olympic Games to London.
Awarded to the city of London.
With work underway at the Olympic complex and the promise of new facilities and increased funding, there's renewed enthusiasm from the England squad who make up the bulk of the Great Britain campaigns.
From a media point of view, we do struggle getting media coverage and things like that in England. And hopefully we'll get back to the days of '88 when we won the gold medal and Joe Bloggs and the corner shop was, rooting for GB to win the gold medal. And hopefully it'll get back to that stage and we can capitalise on it again.
The England women's team heard the news during the Champions Challenge event in the United States.
Absolutely fantastic. I mean, when we heard the news, it was I think something like 6 o'clock in the morning here, and our coach and our physio came running, knocking on our door, woke us up at 7 o'clock. I honestly thought there was a fire or something. I shot out of bed, got to the door, I was like, what? And they were like, we've got 2012.
Absolutely amazing. I just, to play in front of a home crowd is any athlete's dream. And to play in the Olympics in London would just be absolutely sensational. And a lot of things, 7 years from now, and anything can happen, but that is my ultimate goal.
David Falconer is England's high performance director.
If there's an opportunity for England and British hockey to really drive forward and reflect what we previously did in the late 80s and early 90s, this is the time.
The Olympic Hockey Stadium will seat 15,000 during the Games and will be reconfigured as a permanent 5,000-seat venue after the event. The organisation overseeing the new complex includes former England goalkeeper David Lucas, London's Olympic sports venue manager.
We can now turn around the fortunes of sport, especially hockey in this country, and actually now put it back to the level that it was back in the mid-80s, which was, we were one of the powers. The power has now dropped off. We've become, in some ways, a nation that struggles to get in the top six. I think we now need to make sure that we get a long-term view on this. We view 2012 as the first stepping stone, but that's not the be-all and end-all. We don't want to then tail off after 2012, and we move on to bigger and better things post-2012 as well.
There is a philosophy that 2012 is now all about looking at the 12 to 20-year-olds, which is a caption line that's been picked up. But that's just, but the current players are just as important because they've got to really put the building frame in for the team. 212 for me gives hockey an opportunity maybe to put a lot of things right that have been deemed to be going in the wrong direction or over expectation over the last 8 years. And those 14, 15, 16-year-olds back in England now must have got a huge, huge buzz out of the announcement, as have the girls that are here.
Well, the hockey side is actually going to be the closest venue to the athletes' village as well, so they can physically walk from the village over a footbridge that will take them over the loop road into the back of the venue.
For the current squad, 2012 may seem a long way off. But for many, it means a new challenge and new determination.
I played in the Commonwealth Games at Manchester, and it'll be such a small scale, but playing in front of your home crowd and just having your family and your friends around and just in front of, you know, English fans, it would be fantastic. I remember at Manchester just going out and only seeing a few thousand and waving and just feeling fantastic. But in front of Olympic Games in London, I can't wait to tell the grandchildren if I do make it.
Hi, I'm Ruby and you're watching BDO World Hockey.
The Netherlands retain top spot in the Sahara World Hockey Women's Rankings after their win in the Champions Trophy tournament in Rosario last November. Argentina holds second spot and are within striking distance of the Dutch in 2005. Australia hold the third ranking, while China are fourth thanks to their semi-final appearance at the Athens Olympics. Germany, the Olympic champions, are in fifth place in the rankings, but within striking distance of third. And New Zealand's win at Virginia Beach keeps the Black Sticks in sixth place. Korea currently hold position 7, ahead of England in 8th place. Japan edge up 1 place to 9th, and Spain slip down 1 rank to 10th. There's no change in the order of the men's rankings. Germany remain on top, with Australia in second place and the Netherlands third. But any of the 3 top teams can take top spot later this year when all the teams meet in Chennai. Fourth place is held by Pakistan, with a clear lead over fifth-placed India, although a win at home in Chennai would be worth another 300 points to the Asian champions. Spain are in sixth place as a result of their win in Lahore last year. Korea are seventh in the world after their silver medal in the Champions Challenge event in April, while Argentina, who won that challenge, have moved into position 8. New Zealand hold on to 9th place, and England round out the men's top 10.
Argentina can find the goal here. There goes the shot. Oh, it's got in! It's all over. It is the golden goal.
Argentina's stunning victory in the Rabo Junior World Cup event was another step in the development of men's hockey in South America. The Junior Pumas beat Australia in the final and finished the tournament undefeated. They also had another honour when 18-year-old Lucas Villa was named player of the tournament. Lucas Villa plays club hockey for Banco in Argentina. It's a club with which his family has strong links.
I began playing here at about 4 or 5 years old. Everyone in my family plays hockey. They all belong to hockey. My grandfather belonged to the group of people that brought hockey here to the club, to Banco. And then all my family, my uncles, my parents, my 2 brothers have also played since they were young, since they were about 5 years old, and always here at the club. We are still a well-known family at the club.
He debuted in the first division for his club last year at just 17. His stunning talents as a striker earning him selection in the junior national team. Now he'll also play in the German league to try to improve his skills even further.
I like the idea of, I don't know if I would call it skillful as you were saying, but I like doing strange things. I try not to be traditional. I like to invent, and I try to do those things. In the past years, I also improved the short corner shot. I believe that is something important. And that's all. I believe that I'm a good player with good moves when going forward. I try to pay attention to that. I try to improve that.
And he hopes that improvement will earn him a place in the senior selection, perhaps in time for next year's World Cup or for the Beijing Olympic Games.
Yes, I consider that all of us that went to Rotterdam have that dream. I don't know. Now it looks very remote. But I believe that playing a World Cup or the Olympic Games with the senior national team would be spectacular.
The Junior World Cup success follows Argentina's senior team's win in the Champions Challenge earlier this year. That means they'll play in the Champions Trophy event next year. And Lucas Vila hopes for further Argentine success.
It is great. It is a great first step for male hockey to grow. And we would also need an achievement with the senior national team for us to have the place that we deserve. That hockey gets more into the mouth-to-mouth of people. Many people that are not involved in hockey already make comments to me, and I didn't even expect them to watching. So let's hope that in a few years the same thing happens with the senior national team.
And if they gain that success, Vila's teammates will know how to celebrate. But he says the celebration, like the success, is about being more than just a team.
They published in a World Cup magazine that Argentina was just a group of friends playing against European or Asian teams. In fact, we were a team, but we also added something that I don't think all teams have. We get along well, and we were a group of friends, as they called it. And we proved that it worked better being as we were, rather than like they were.
This is College Park in a suburb of Perth in Australia. And these youngsters may be the future of hockey down under.
So all we have to do in the next half is do exactly the same thing. Is keep tackling for the ball, and when we get it, do what Paris and Lukey and Bastian and everyone is doing.
It's a minky competition organised by the Wolves Hockey Club, modified hockey for children aged 4 to 9. It's lots of fun, but it's the sheer scale of this competition that has attracted our attention. If there is a bigger single gathering of youngsters playing hockey in one place at the one time, we'd like to hear about it. Every Saturday morning of the season, the Wolves Club attracts more than 700 children from at least 20 different schools. An army of youngsters, backed by enthusiastic parents and a dedicated group of volunteer organisers who put in a great deal of effort.
Quite a bit, you can imagine. There's umpires to organise, coaches that we help train during the season, and umpires we train during the season, and basically, of course, the nightmare of the fixtures for the 76 teams that we have here.
They bring in about 300 new players each year and claim to have a strong rate of retention, with many of the youngsters going on to play club hockey.
They come to us because they're in a school that wants to be involved in the Minky program, and they, when they finish our Minky program, lasts for 4 years, they're year 4, then they can choose to join a club from there that's closer to their school, or they can stay with us at Wolves.
There are goals and goalkeepers of sorts, but the kids don't count the number of goals they score. Every game ends in a draw. There are no losers, only winners.
I've got a daughter, Eliza, who plays in the team, and it's a great way to get to know her friends and spend time with her. It's just a really fantastic thing to do.
And obviously this is brilliantly organised.
Oh, it's really, really well done down here. The parents get along, they have a great time, and they really love seeing their kids just get in and have fun. That's the main thing.
As a coach, I think it's just from taking the kids from the start of the season where they know absolutely nothing about hockey, and then hopefully by the end of the season, which is 12 weeks down the track, they're getting the idea of passing to each other and spreading out and working as a team. So this little team, I coached them last year as well as year ones, and it was like bees around the honeypot. They all went in a pack. This year they're really getting the hang of the whole game. They're really loving it. And it's nice because it's boys and girls together. It's a game that they can actually all get together as a group and play rather than just boys and just girls. So, and they all match it quite equally too, as you saw out there today.
In Europe, the Bilthoven Club in Holland has more than 500 junior members. But we'd like to know if any club can show us more than 700 young players in a single competition. If you know of one, send the details by email to bdoworldhockey@worldhockey.org, and we'll send our cameras to you.
Before we go, let's return to Virginia Beach for some of the action you won't have seen anywhere else from the final day of the Rabobank Women's Champions Challenge.
The fifth place playoff was a real shootout between the USA and Spain, with Kelly Doughton striking first in just the second minute. 8 minutes later, Spain struck back when goalkeeper Amy Tran was beaten by Esther Termans. And Spain went a goal up 60 seconds later through Marta Pratt. But the host nation hit back with a stunning goal from Angie Loy. The USA went 3-2 ahead 13 minutes after half-time through their captain, Kate Barber. And they made it 4-2 when substitute Katie O'Donnell was in the right place at the right time. Spain pulled one back with a corner strike from Rocio Ibarra with 17 minutes remaining and was still in with a chance. But the USA made it safe when Kelly Doughton got her second of the game to win 5-3 and avoid the wooden spoon. In the battle for the bronze medal between England and Japan, it was England with the lead at half-time through Lisa King. But England's defence looked tentative and Japan hit back just after the interval. And with 3 minutes left in the game, Japan's Saiki Morimoto set up the winner for Kaori Chiba. Japan winning 2-1 to take the bronze. And in case you missed it, the Kiwis beat South Africa for the gold. Meredith Orr opened the scoring 2 minutes into the second half. And the All Blacks wrapped it up in the 48th minute through Nini Lang.
Yeah, we're absolutely thrilled. I mean, it's been a tough tournament. The girls have played well right throughout and, yeah, really thrilled today to take the win.
What do you think was the difference in the two teams in the end?
I think we just had a bit more ball, put more pressure on their circle and had more opportunities to score. I think the stats are in our favour, so yeah, I think it was a pretty good all-round performance from us.
I'm glad to be heading back to the top division, as it were.
Yeah, it's really important for us to get good, hard games against top 6 teams in the world, and yeah, we'll be hoping to take one step forward at that tournament.
Let's look now at the international calendar. And on the list of major events, the BDO Women's Junior World Cup is being played in Santiago during September. The Samsung Women's Champions Trophy is scheduled for Canberra in late November, and the Sahara Men's Champions Trophy will be played in Chennai in December. In continental events, the European Nations Championship for Women was played in Dublin and will have those results in the next edition of BDO World Hockey. And Leipzig is the venue for the European Nations Cup for men later this month. The Africa Cup tournaments for men and women will be held in Pretoria in October. South Africa is the defending champion in both the men's and women's competitions. The Oceania Cup events will be held in late October and November with a women's tie, a best-of-3 test series between Australia and New Zealand. Fiji will host the men's event. Coming up next month on BDO World Hockey, Sergio Vigil from leading Las Leonas to the new mentor for men's hockey in Argentina. And we preview the Sahara Men's Champions Trophy event in Chennai.